Welcome back, my risky friends, to Can I Live Gaming, the home of the risk meta settings. Unfortunately, everyone, my mic was set on mute once again for this one. So we are the blue player, and we go first, which is a delightful surprise. We never get to go first. We always go last. I see I have two threes, one in Andalusia, one in Rabat, one in Gascony. I also see that the blizzards are pretty cool in this. We've got a 2 point hold over the bottom from Benghazi and Gascony, but I do go ahead and I choose the Gascony cap on this one. And going first, we're going to try and take Spain on turn one. Yeah, so the blizzards on this one were really cool. We have the blizzards up in Russia, which makes Russia a 3 point hold. The entire bottom, not the entire bottom, would be, yeah, the entire bottom would be a 3 point hold between Gascony, Greece, or Gascony, Dinarides, and Georgia there in Orient. So I'm going to go and try and play for the bottom on this one. We did see that green capped in Greece. We didn't see where any of the other players capped, unfortunately, but so I'm thinking green is somewhat of an enemy from the start. He capped in Greece, which is kind of in our vicinity over here. We have expansion plans for the entire bottom, and I'm talking about how green, is probably going to try and ruin our plans. So we see that white caps over there in Orient. And kind of an interesting cap, not terrible. It's one of the entry points to 3 point hold Russia. It's one of the entry points to the bottom. So on our turn, we just come down here and smash some troops in Spain. We come off of our capital so that we can leave our 3 in Rabat. And we go back to our cap with a 6, which is going to be strong enough on turn 1. One of the perks of going first is you get to take your bonus before the players take theirs. Mostly players in the meta settings are focused on getting their own bonuses first. And we see green adds to France, which I'm a little sketched out by, and he fails that 2v1. And he actually doesn't take a card on turn 1. Green, hilarious for this. We don't know why he's acting that way, but we find out later why. We're wondering maybe if someone neighbor capped him for not, I was like, why not go for Southeastern Europe? But now we see black. Black adds, and I think black is going to try and go for Dinaric Alps. And we frame up a little bit better. So black goes for Dinaric Alps, but he also makes another attack here onto Alps. So we know that he's not capped there. So we don't know where black is capped, but it's making me think, like, did black also just try and take Italy behind us? So he tried to take Dinaric and Italy. So that makes us a little suspicious, but we don't know for sure. We do see purple adding into the noob corner, and purple is going to go for Scandi on turn 1. Okay, and then there's red. We don't know where red is. We only see 3 of red's territories. Okay, and red is in Russia. But he doesn't take it because we still see white's 1 down there in the South Russia territory. Okay, and white. What are you doing, white? You capped close to red. That's a bad cap if he's trying to hold Orient. And green sticks out his tongue to somebody. We don't know to who that was meant for. And white rolls out his 2 in France. Okay, so on our turn, we get 11 troops because we hold 15 territories and Spain. So I'm thinking about what are my expansion opportunities here. I'm going to buff our cap a little bit, and I'm going to go off of our 3 down here at the bottom. My goal is to get green away from me, because green is capped on grease. Take red out of there, and we're kind of just working on this bonus. We're not going to take it yet. We lose 2 there, and we hit white's 1, and I think from there we go back with our 5 in Andalusia. And that's our turn. Nothing crazy, just expanding from our Spain position. And what is green doing here? Green adds more troops into France. And green smashes what I think is another player's capital down there. And really dumb move by green. See what else he does. Comes up here and sees purple, likely in the noob corner up there. But he goes into it anyway. And green's going to be dead, everybody. Green didn't get a card on turn 1. He smashed another player's capital. I'm thinking that black's cap is probably Dinarides at this moment, but we don't know. And here's black, and black did hold Italy and Dinaric Alps on that turn. Okay, and black has a 3 cap there. Makes it a 6, so we can't really take it. But I'm talking about how I need to break black in Italy and Dinaric Alps. And he also took Southeastern Europe there as well. And purple came out of Scandi and is, I think, completing the noob corner on this turn. So purple doesn't have anyone to bother him up there in the noob corner, so purple's in a pretty decent position. Red, starting with 6, is going to finish up Russia here and go back to his capital, which I think is in the territory of Moscow there, because he fortified up. So red's cap doesn't block any of the entrances to Russia, but if you break him in Russia, you open up his capital. So not a terrible cap, but also not great. Then we see white, who has a very strong 19 cap there in Orient, and he's going to roll out his 1, which we love. Thank you, white. He rolls out another 2 down there in Orient, and then he comes up and hits. He's actually hitting and breaking red there and opening up red's cap. So red took Russia, but does not hold it. And here comes our turn. We get 12 troops. So I'm thinking, like, what's the best way to break black in all of his bonuses? We add 1 troop to our cap, and then we come off of our 2 there. And we're going to break black in all 3 of his bonuses here. Take him out of there. We see that he has 2 capitals, a 3 cap there in Istanbul. So we do that, and black is severely weakened by that. We broke him in all of his bonuses. And the green player adds to the bottom. Green is still sticking it in this game. We don't know why he's still playing, but he adds some troops to the bottom, which I don't like. If he lives long enough to set in, he might try and break us in Spain, which we don't want. So I'm talking about how I want to remove green from there, and green likely dead soon. And the black player goes MIA here. We broke him in all of his bonuses, and he goes MIA, getting 7 troops a turn. Black could have stuck around this game. I don't know why he goes MIA here, but a lot of players do this. You break them once, and they quit. And we're talking about how purple is going to be strong in the noob corner. And black adds troops to his capital down there. And he's going to roll off the Greece cap. But the bot is too slow to break us in Dinaric, which is nice. Okay, and purple gets 15 troops. So purple doing well. Up there in the noob corner. No one to bother him at all. But purple would have a hard time breaking us. He doesn't know that we hold Dinaric. He doesn't have vision on our capital until right now, where he comes off with a 19, and he sees our 10 cap. So now purple, with a 19 on London that's open to our cap, means that we need to, on our turn, buff our capital. We don't want purple to be able to make like a 30-something on the next turn and come and break us and take our capital. So we're going to be buffing our cap on our turn. Red retakes Russia from white. And white doesn't know what to do now. I think red maybe left a small stack there in southern Russia, so he couldn't. White couldn't break him again. Okay, and it's our turn, and we get 17 troops. So we add a few down here to clear out green from the bottom. And we put the rest on our capital, so we have a 20 cap. And our goal here is just to clear out green from the bottom. We don't want green getting any ideas down there. And we put a few more troops there on Andalusia. And we see purple down at the bottom, so we want to clear purple from the bottom as well so that purple can't break us easily. And here it seems like white went MIA, but I think white comes back. He just temporarily disconnected. And then we also see green in Sevastopol. And the black bot gets 11 troops. So that's not fun. And the black bot breaks us and does not take Dinaric Alps. Instead, it hits green. Okay, and purple gets 15 troops getting the noob corner. We are worried that purple would add to the bottom and come break us in Spain. Purple doesn't know that we had Dinaric and it just got broken by the bot. But purple could do some damage to us right here. But luckily, he does not add to the bottom. We try and figure out where purple is. Okay, and he's just hitting one territory there in Rhine. So purple playing very conservatively with his 2-point noob corner. He's happy with it. He doesn't feel like he needs to go break any players right now. And red clears out green from Sevastopol, which would have been a really good kill guard for him had he kept it there. But red goes back to his capital there in Moscow, and white is back. And we don't see what white's doing. Red did hold Russia on his last turn. Okay, and it's our turn again. So the players taking their turns pretty quickly, which we like. On our turn, we're going to just clear out purple. And we're going to come down here, break the black bot, and try and get a free capital. Which we do. And I'm thinking, oh man, purple also has that territory there in Gigil. Maybe we slow roll it and try and get purple out of there. And it was successful. So we get purple out of the bottom. He still has that territory down in Orient, but the black bot kind of blocks him from there. And we fortify our 4 in down to Greece. Okay, and the green player finally goes MIA. And we think maybe green's only 2 territories are these territories in France and Central Europe. So the green player, very, very weak. We don't know if he's also in Orient, which I'm signaling down there with my mouse cursor. But yeah, we like our position. I like having the Greece cap along with my Gascony cap. We're in a really strong position in going first here. And the green player is officially botting out here. And it's going to go to 4 cards with, not a lot of troops on the board. So we're contemplating if we should kill him or not. Okay, and the black bot trades in early for the 4 set. So we're not going to get the lowest set, which is good. And the black bot is going to come over here and make getting West Africa a little bit more difficult for us. But it hits the 3 of red, which was friendly of the bot. So on our turn, we see that there's a 2 and a 1 down there in West Africa. So we're thinking we want to get the human players away from us down there. So that's one thing we want to prioritize on our next turn. And then purple getting a lot of troops here. 15 troops a turn is pretty good. Holding the noob corner. We're going to see what purple does. Not much. Purple playing very, very conservatively. Now we see red. Red is holding Russia consistently. He's going to come over here and try and take Eastern Europe. So red is playing friendly neighbor, but is also expanding and becoming strong. So good for red on his turn. And now we have white. White just hits once and is kind of buried there in Orient because there's the black bot in there with him. And we get 19 troops on our turn. And like I said, we're going to prioritize taking out these other players in West Africa, but not take the bonus. I want to keep my cap strong because I know purple's going to have a set on his turn. And we have to set in here for the 6 trade. And we're contemplating killing green here, right? We don't know if green has a territory in Orient, but we're thinking he doesn't. So we remove these other players from West Africa, and we come up here, and we're going to kill the green player, or at least try to. You see purple does have a 30 set. Oh my god, and a slider error almost cost us that kill. Okay, and we do get the green kill, which sets us in for the 8 trade, and we decide to take extra troops on Andalusia. And from there, we go back onto our capital with a 32, which is reasonably strong. And we see purple has a 30 stack there, which makes me think purple probably isn't the type of player to keep a lot of troops on his capital. And then we see the black bot adding down there on us. We're talking about how if red and white fight, then that would be ideal because then I can go into purple and go into purple hard. We have a set on 4, obviously. And purple's going to set in here. And we'll see what purple wants to do with that set. He adds everything to his 6. Breaks us in France. Breaks us in Dinaric Alps. Comes down with the 22. Sees we have the 18 cap there. And he sees the black bot cap. And he hits it, loses 15 troops. And I'm like, oh no, he's going to fortify more troops there. But purple, not a smart idea. He just leaves it as a 4. So, red on his turn gets 22 troops because he held Eastern Europe and Russia. And we don't see what red's doing, but we know he's going for white. Because where else would red be? He must have failed that roll because white gets 5 troops. And he sets in. And white, I think, is going up there to break red. We thought maybe white would come get this 4 cap, but he doesn't. And we get 14 troops on our turn. We do set in here on 4 cards. And because we're worried about purple possibly having a set on 3 and coming to hit our capital. But what we're going to do on our turn is we put some troops down there at the bottom to possibly take West Africa on the black bot and hope that the black bot doesn't have a set on 3. Then we put the other troops there and break purple with them and take that cap from purple. We get great dice, only losing 1 troop on a 4 cap. And this is how I try to take West Africa, holding it like that, keeping the black bot in Italy. But of course, the black bot has a set on 3. We were going to kill it for 4 cards had it not set in here. And now we're worried that it's going to roll our 8 cap as well. But it doesn't. It just breaks us there in West Africa, and it goes off to the other side. Doesn't roll the 8 cap. So the black bot being very annoying, of course. And purple has an opportunity here to do some damage to us. But we're definitely in a better position than purple. We have expansion opportunities past the noob corner. Purple really doesn't. And purple taking a very long time. Is he quitting here? We think maybe he is. And if he quits, then it's just red and white as the only human players that we have to worry about. Purple goes MIA, bots out. And here comes the bot set. And he actually had a set on 3. I don't know why people bot out with a set on 3. He could have done some major damage to us there. And the bot, luckily, was too slow there. Even though it showed that my 2 got hit, it didn't actually hit. And red comes down here and tries to just take Dinaric Alps, and purple is back. Comes back from being MIA, but the damage is already done. The bot set in and didn't even take a card. So that bot cost him a good amount of troops right there that he went inactive. And here's the white player. White is very weak. White just has his capital there in Orient. And white is rolling. And rolling some more. Possibly breaking red in Russia. So luckily for us, white and red were fighting. We come through and we add a few troops to cap here. We know purple can't set in and hurt us. So what we do is we aim to take West Africa here. Hold this bonus from the bot. The bot's not going to set in this time. And we do it that way. And we move those 9 troops over here. Setting up to kill the black bot in a few turns when it goes to 3 cards. So the bot can't break us now. It needs to get cards off of the white player down there in the corner. Does stack on us a little bit. And here's purple, who is now back into the game but doesn't have any cards, in a weak position now. And we're thinking he's going to come down here and maybe take one of our caps from us. Breaks the red player. Breaks us, sees the 20 cap, but doesn't come down. He instead goes into red, which this was shocking to me, that he went into red. And goes hard into red. So on red's turn, I think he only gets 5 troops. We wonder what red is going to do with those 5 troops. It's going to set in on 4, getting the 35 trade. Okay, and red is killing the white player. So well played to red. I was hoping that he would go for the black kill and fail it here. But instead, he just retakes his bonuses that he got broken by purple, right? So now we're in a 3-player endgame with this black bot who, we're eyeing to kill. We know purple can't hit our 35. We just put a few troops there to buff it a little bit. And then on our turn, we're thinking, okay, maybe we can play a little friendly with purple here. Since we're in the 3-player endgame, we don't want to make somebody our major enemy right now. And I'm just waiting until we can kill this black bot for 3 cards on our next turn. Okay, and here's the black bot. Taking cards in Orient. Okay, and here's purple. Getting 20 troops this turn. Holding the Naric Alps, holding the noob corner. Doesn't hit us, so playing friendly with purple was the move. Purple is still attacking, hitting red in Russia and Eastern Europe. He's clueless that we are the strongest player with 3 capitals right now, and we're about to get the black kill, making us even stronger. So the red player gets 14 troops from 2 capitals and Russia. And red is hitting purple some more. So red and purple are fighting each other, which gives us the game, honestly. Smashing there is the red player. He can't get through purple's 2-point hold here. And we get 28 troops. We set in. Red says, well played. And we just put some extra troops there to make sure we get the black kill. Adding troops to our capitals. Making that one a 45. And the rest are going to go on to that territory to kill the black bot. And we hit red a bunch. And we see that red only has an 11 cap there. Get the black kill. We're going to be on 4 cards here. Didn't set us in, but we didn't really need to set in. We're going to hit red's cap, losing 14 troops on an 11 cap. And we move those troops there. So we've got 4 capitals that all card the bottom. Oh my god. This is the definition of a power bottom right here. We've got 3 capitals there on the Orient line and 1 on Gascony. And it's impossible for someone to break us unless they come through and hit a cap. And purple, I think, sees the writing on the wall here. He's only on 2 cards. So purple is, I think, botting out. He quits. Poor purple. All right, so purple officially a bot, and red gets 29 troops that turn, and he's on 4 cards. Red with a set could have done some damage here, but he didn't trade in. Just comes over and sees Gascony. And he says, good game. Good game. So on our turn, we set in. We get 37 troops per turn. And we just add some troops to our caps. And we put the rest there, and we use these troops to break red everywhere. And red is upset with us, but what do you want me to say, man? I don't want you getting all those extra troops. So we come this way. We hit purple. We find purple's cap. Purple was an Iceland capper, a total noob. We break him in Iceland and in Scandi. And we keep the purple kill guard behind us so that the red player can't get it. Even though it doesn't matter, we have 5 caps. They're all relatively strong right now. Red only has 1 in Russia. He says, well played. And victory is near, everybody. Victory is near. I'm talking about right now how red with his set could come and take one of our 30 caps that we have down there in Greece and Istanbul. The purple bot taking forever to make its turn. And I do wish that when you're MIA and you bought out that you can't come back like that. Like it became a bot and then went back to MIA. I wish it was just final. Doesn't solve the problem of players fake botting out, this new way of doing it. Okay, and here's red. Red's going to set in, make 125 cap. And he's smashing. But he doesn't come down to us. Instead, he's going to be hitting a bunch of purple. He takes Scandi from purple. Red sees that purple has a bunch of troops here. He's not going to be able to kill purple, which he wanted to do. And he splits his troops 46 and 46. Not sure what that was about. He sees that we have the 35 cap. And he weakened purple enough that we can kill purple on this turn. So we are setting up to kill the purple bot. Red says, well played, good game. And I agree. We did play this well. I think the biggest factor in this game was white and red fighting each other. Purple breaking red as well definitely helped once we were in the 3-player endgame. And that really sealed the deal. So now we just go up and we see we could probably take red's cap. We know there's only a 46 on it. So 110 troops should do it. I'm thinking about, well, if I fail a roll or something, maybe red has a chance at a cap run with a set, but we just take his cap there. And yeah, we win this one here on the meta settings. Pretty short game for the meta settings. It didn't last 2 hours, luckily. We went first, and that definitely helps, man. It helps when you go first. And we see that these players are novices and beginners. We'd love to see a lobby like this. Makes it easy, makes noob slams happen all the time. We love it. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Please do like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. You know, we've been making daily videos since January. We've had a daily release schedule here on Can I Live Gaming. We appreciate your feedback. You know, let me know how I'm doing down in the comments. But yeah, we'll see you on the next one.